Hello and welcome to Pulse, the show where we break down the tangled web of global politics and explore the forces shaping our world. I'm Eva, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that's as timeless as it is timely: alliances. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alliances? That sounds like something out of a history textbook, right? But trust me, alliances are the secret handshakes of geopolitics. My answer is yes. Because they protect us, protect our lands, and protect us. The behind-the-scenes deals that decide the fates of nations, they're the glue that binds countries together, or in some cases, the duct tape that barely holds them apart. But here's the real question. Which alliances are truly shaping the world today? Are they unbreakable bonds built on trust, or fragile arrangements held together by necessity? And what lessons can we learn from these partnerships? Stick with me because by the end of this episode, you'll see alliances in a whole new light. Let's start with the basics. Why do alliances matter? In a world full of tech, nukes, and trillion-dollar economies, why do countries still cling to these age-old partnerships? The answer's simple: survival. History's shown us that nations are stronger together than alone. If you're a small country, an alliance with a major power is like hiring the best bodyguard you can afford. And if you're a superpower, alliances let you expand your influence without fighting every battle solo. Think NATO. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Formed after World War II, it wasn't just about stopping the Soviet Union, it was a statement. We stand together. That's why NATO's most famous rule, Article 5, says an attack on one member is an attack on all. It's only been used once. Alliances like NATO aren't just military, they're economic and political too. They amplify a nation's voice, secure trade routes, and influence global policies. In a hyper-connected world, alliances are like the Wi-Fi signal of power. The stronger your connection, the farther your influence reaches. Alright, let's shift gears and talk about the big leagues, the alliances that are shaping our world right now. First up, NATO. With 31 member states, including the US, UK, and much of Europe, NATO is a military juggernaut. Get this, NATO members account for over 50% of global defense spending. Let that sink in. But here's the twist. NATO isn't without its drama. From arguments over who pays what to debates about its future role, it's powerful, but it's also messy. Now, swing your attention east, and you've got the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO. Think of this as China and Russia's counter to NATO. But the SCO isn't just about military power, it's about influence. China and Russia are using it to challenge Western dominance, focusing on economics, security, and, let's be real, keeping an eye on the US. And then there's AUKUS. This is a newer, flashier alliance between Australia, the UK, and the US. Its mission? Countering China in the Indo-Pacific. What's cool about AUKUS is its tech focus: nuclear submarines, advanced AI, cyber capabilities. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but make no mistake, it's deadly serious. But not every alliance is about brute force. Some are strategic statements. Take BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Together, they make up over 40% of the world's population and nearly a quarter of global GDP. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the thing. BRICS has internal drama. Brazil and India don't exactly trust China, and Russia's got its own problems right now. Still, BRICS sends a loud message. The global power dynamic is shifting, and it's no longer just about the US and Europe. And then there's the European Union. It's not your typical alliance, it's more like a political experiment. But the EU shows that alliances aren't just about military power, they're about setting global standards, whether it's on trade, climate policy, or human rights. That said, Brexit reminded us that even the strongest alliances can crack when national interests clash. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all alliances are built to last. Take the Middle East, for example. The US has long-standing alliances with countries like Saudi Arabia and Israel. On paper, these partnerships look solid. But dig a little deeper and you'll find tension over oil, over policies, over trust. Or consider Asia, the Quad Atana, an informal alliance between the US, India, Japan, and Australia, is often seen as a counter to China. But here's the thing. India has a complicated relationship with both China and the West. So the Quad, it's less of a united front and more of a balancing act. At the end of the day, alliances rely on trust. And in a world where trust is in short supply, even the strongest partnerships can crumble. So what does the future hold for alliances? Are they relics of a bygone era, or are they evolving to meet new challenges? One thing's clear, the alliances of tomorrow won't look like the ones of today. We're already seeing new coalitions form around issues like climate change and technology. Imagine an alliance of countries most vulnerable to rising sea levels demanding action, or a global coalition of tech leaders setting rules for artificial intelligence. The future of alliances will depend on one thing: adaptability. The world's changing faster than ever, and only those partnerships that can evolve will survive. But here's the takeaway. Alliances, at their core, are about people. They're about leaders, diplomats, and citizens believing that together we're stronger than apart. And as long as that belief holds, alliances will continue to shape our world. That's a wrap for today's episode of Pulse. I hope this deep dive into the world of alliances got you thinking. What do you think? Are alliances the key to global stability, or are they just temporary partnerships of convenience? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a message or comment wherever you're tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and also watch our other videos about the healthcare system and Elon Musk's political agenda. And hey, if you found this episode insightful, share it with a friend, because the more we understand about the world, the better equipped we are to change it. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay global.